they're making new bundles, which PlayStation 4s with like 1 TB hard drives, and a different, well, a certain other PlayStation 4, but I'm not ultimately sure what that is. But a 1 TB hard drive does seem quite entertaining to me, because, put it this way, the highest, well, the game that takes up the most memory on my console right now is Battlefield 4, which takes up a whopping 65 gig. And then below it I have Battlefield Hardline, which pretty much takes up about just under 60 gig. Which, the funny thing is, I know like the difference between the PS3 versions and the PS4 version, but the PS3 version of Battlefield 4 is like 11 gig, but the PlayStation 4 one is 68 gig. Well, 65 gig. How do they achieve such a feat like that? It like fills too much space up. Basically, eventually I'm gonna run out of room on this hard drive. But I haven't checked, or just in fear of like breaking the warranty sticker on my PlayStation 4, but I'd love to have a way higher hard drive inside, maybe a 2 TB. Just due to the fact I love playing games. And when you want to download that one game, but then you can't because you have to sacrifice having another game on your console, because you don't have the room for both, so it's either one or the other. See, I don't like that. To me, that's in a way not fair. I know it sounds so childish to say, oh, that's not fair, but it really frustrates me. But this 1 TB hard drive PlayStation 4 does sound appealing, but it'd be better if it was a 2 TB hard drive, because then at least I can have an extensive library of games on my console without like the requirement of discs. Plus, with the amount of PlayStation Plus games we get as well, we're starting to build up a nice collection of games that we can play. But the problem is, the problem that there is memory. Well, for me, there is only a problem of memory. Because like at one point I had Dragon Age: The Inquisition on my console as well, and that was like 40 something gig. And then I had Advanced Warfare, or Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, which was about the same. Plus, I had The Last of Us Remastered, and GTA 5, and like there wasn't much room for anything else. So like big data games, like there's no way they can compress the data anymore, so then it takes up less memory. But it's like limiting how many games you can have on your console, just due to the fact these games take up so much room. But then you have like digital download games, which are like this game is like what, 250 megabytes with update and texture packs and all the all the add-ons. Which in my idea, that's pretty good. To say the amount of things you can do on this game compared to some other games. I can't remember the name of the guy, but he come up with a theory which I think's ultimately true, is that with gaming these days, the price of games goes up, people start getting annoyed at how much a game costs, but with the technology getting better, games start costing more, and they, costing more to make. So then they have to sell them a lot. Well, sell games a lot more expensive, so they can make their money back. But in my eyes, and this guy, I can't remember whose name it was, came up with this idea, but I totally agree on it, which is, they said like the price of a game being like, I don't know, £55 for a brand new game that's just been released. He said that, with this £55 game, he expects to get 55 hours of gameplay out of it. That's good, 55 hours of satisfying gameplay. And like, a game should only be priced on how many hours you're going to be getting out of it. Like, personally, I haven't played the Order 1886, but there are a lot of reports saying the game was only like 3 hours long or something, or like the game has been really short, and people were frustrated over that. But like, I see it as that theory. I was like, why pay £55 for a game that has a lifespan of like 6 to 8 hours? So that's like, what, £6? How does that fair? That doesn't sound fair, does it? Paying £55 for a game, that's only worth, well, technically worth, £6. Well, that's the way I see it, and this guy sees it, but, that's how things should be, but they're not, and they probably never will be like that. Because small game companies that like make smaller games and such like that, they're going to be left out in the dark with mini anime games and such like that. Where they're going to make their money from is kind of the case. And if game companies can't make money from games, then they're going to start to die out. But that kind of comes, in a way, it comes with the territory, because because this game's not making money, the game company's suffering, and then it's a never-ending cycle. But I love gaming in general. I like to play, well, I love playing games, and will probably do so till the day I die, but until then, I'm still going to be paying ridiculous amounts of money for games. And I will never agree on like, well, I would still pay the price, but I still would disagree at paying like so much for so little when it comes to a game. Like games like GTA, this game, and maybe a few others that I can't mention off the top of my head, but a lot of games I put considerable hours into and would happily say, yeah, I got my money's worth from that game. But that's all, there's a fear of getting your money's worth from a game. Like you don't feel robbed or stolen from. Your time has been stolen by, well, your money and your time has been stolen by this game because it's not lived up to either the expectations of whatever hype the game builds up while it's coming out. But that's kind of your own doing in a way when it comes to the hype of new games coming out, because you chose to believe the hype are surrounding a new game. So if the game turns out not to be that good, then that's kind of your own doing. You can't turn around to a game company and say, oh, I want my money back because your game did not you know, live up to the expectations of what you thought it was good. Yeah. You know, they'll just laugh at you. But you know, to some extent, you gotta pretty much think to yourself, you know, this kid's making out he can do this, but you know, you need to like get real and think, you know, is it gonna actually be like what it says, or is it gonna be somewhere near? And I am like 2 blocks of iron short of a stack of blocks of iron. My lord, I am swimming in iron and slime balls. Yeah, go nether. Oh wait, cool. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6 will do. 6. A chest. A flint and steel. And 3 obsidian. You'll see what these are for in a moment. Right. Basically where this is. I'm literally like digging up the surroundings, but you know, it's all good. Basically, in the nether there's gas, and the gas I like to blow up my nether portals, which is quite frustrating. This is my way of saying, you know, my way of stopping them blowing up my portals. Plus, cobblestone, I can't remember whether it stays on fire or just eventually dies out, but it's a pretty useful block for in the nether. Normally I would carry a lot of cobblestone on me. I go to the nether. Oh, because it's the one block, well, one of the many blocks that the gas can't destroy. I'm gonna make the roof high enough so gas can't destroy the roof. I know we're underground right now, but caution is caution. Yeah, you can't say, oh, being over paranoid. It's called being ready for every situation. Basically, I have a pet hate of gas, and they know it. And they like to mess me up every time I go to the nether. In all 4 worlds I made, I always at least have 1 portal blown up by a ghast. I've probably burned to death about maybe 12 times in total. Right, and looks pretty good. Got an itchy nose. 2 chests.